evening, and thank you for tuning in to MIZ News at 9. Tonight we have a very special, important show. As you may know, our country is struggling with quite a few issues. One of the problems that is proving to be the most troubling is the education crisis. America's entire schooling system is falling by the wayside, and issues that were once minuscule are becoming enormous, casting a dark shadow over the youth in our country's future. Although the entire education system is having many issues, the special education branch is drowning. Today we have two special education teachers here to talk about their students, their responsibilities, and their thoughts on the issues in special education today. First we have Maggie, who works with a typical elementary school special education classroom. She works with students struggling with disabilities ranging from ADD to dyslexia. Our second guest is Maddie. She is an educator with children with extreme disorders such as motor disabilities, vision, and hearing impairments, Down syndrome, and autism. Good evening, ladies.
Hi. Hi.
Maggie, tell us about some of the disabilities you work with and how you deal with them.
Well, Carrie, you may know that between 12 and 15% of Americans require special education, and my job is to work with a number of students who will fall under this category. I work with many kids who struggle with diagnosed disabilities such as attention deficit disorder, dyslexia, and acute autism, and also with children who just require extra help in certain subjects.
And in your opinion, how has the education program at your school suffered given the issues regarding the education crisis?
The issue that has had the biggest impact on the public elementary school where I work is the budget cuts. Funding for our program has been led to nothing, and this has led to other changes as well. Because funding has been so significantly reduced, many of my fellow educators have been let go. There is not enough money to pay everyone, and we have a great need for supplies in order to cater to our students' special needs. And it is much more difficult to acquire such things when our budget is so low.
I see. Well, it sounds like these pressing issues have hit your school pretty hard. Maddie, can you tell us a little bit about your school and the position that you have there?
I teach at an institution that serves as a school as well as a home for children with severe disabilities. Most of the children I work with have motor disabilities and therefore require the use of a wheelchair. Also, a lot of the students cannot see or hear, and others have trauma-induced disabilities, many of whom have had such severe brain damage that they cannot speak. These students need constant attention and care, and it's highly important that the educators working with these students know everything about their disorders.
And how do you feel about the education crisis and its effects on your workplace?
Well, just like Maggie said, I believe that the major budget cuts have had the biggest effect on our school. Since our children struggle with such extreme disabilities, they require a great deal of special equipment, even just to get around, not to mention the technology needed to help them learn. There are many special devices that are necessary for the children to be able to properly learn. Also, places like the one where I work are usually state-funded facilities, and many have gotten shut down because there's no money being given to the special education system. It is a truly unfortunate issue.
That's so sad to hear. Viewers, I hope that this has made an impact on you. It is so important that we realize how big of a problem this actually is. The education crisis is overlooked, when in reality it could potentially be the biggest issue our country has. Thank you for watching, and good night. Hi, I'm Carrie Wolf.
I'm Maggie Mullen.
And I'm Maddie Rosenstein. We decided to do our final project on learning disabilities in the school systems.
We did this because it affects each of us as future educators.
This project impacts me because I have suffered from ADD my whole life and know how hard it is to deal with it every day in a normal classroom.
I have always been interested in special education, and this semester has made my interest grow even more.
My major is early childhood special education, and I previously worked with children with extreme disabilities. After learning about special education in TDP 2040, we realized that it was not as easy as we had previously thought.
Teaching a child with a learning disability requires not only an immense amount of knowledge about the disability itself,
but also the strategies we use to teach them with, and how we use those strategies is what really will make a difference.
We never realize that the way you teach a child and how you adapt to each individual is what makes an amazing teacher stand out from the rest.
With that being said, there are a lot of different things that factor into being a special education teacher. We made this book to educate you on the different types of learning disabilities, what they entail, and how you can teach them.